Hello everyone, this is Tom from Dirk Witte Music Store in Utrecht, the Netherlands. And today we are taking a look at a really cool jazz guitar for a very legendary jazz guitarist that I personally am not too familiar with, but I've heard countless of amazing things about him, in that he is a true virtuoso in his own unique way. And this is his own model that he made in collaboration with Ibanez. This is an Ibanez PM3C Pat Metheny signature hollow body electric guitar in a natural finish. So this came in used, but obviously this is just in a fantastic condition, very little if any wear to go over at all. And it is actually also currently now in production, so as a new model, but then obviously this one is not new, so it is not priced as new, but still pretty much in almost as new condition. But a really cool model, so made for Pat Metheny, who is a very legendary guitarist in his own realm, if you will. Me personally, I'm not too familiar with him, but I do know that he is like really up there when it comes to his genre and his type of a style of playing. And this is yeah, just a really cool and fantastic jazz guitar, which features some yeah, some really cool type of specs, made obviously by Ibanez, which doesn't just make like shreddy metal guitars obviously, and this is the proof of that, because this is a really great jazz box. Even if you are not too familiar with Pat Metheny, this is still just a fantastic hollow body jazz electric guitar. So yeah, let's then dive into the specs. So obviously we've got a fully hollow body construction. We have then got a spruce top, obviously with the dual sound holes, F-holes, and then we've got some maple back and sides, which are then brown stained. Obviously it is in a very cool looking, very nice feeling satin finish all the way over. So on the body as well as on the back of the neck, feels really comfortable. Dual sound holes, F-holes obviously. We've also got some multiply binding on the top, which is then some 7-ply binding, and then on the back what appears to be also 7-ply or maybe 6-ply binding. The F-holes are also bound. We've got this very unique pickup, which is actually a very old school pickup, because this is called a Charlie Christian style pickup. And in case you don't know, this is like one of the earliest true electric guitar pickups, which was then like invented almost by Charlie Christian, hence the name, who was a very legendary jazz player from the 1930s, and that was then when he then came up with this electric guitar pickup. So it has a very unique type of a construction. You can see also those 3 screws over there going through the top, and that is how this pickup is then put into place. So it is held into place with these 3 screws. So it has kind of like a lot going on underneath. It is not just like with the humbucker or with the P90 that it is just installed into the top and it's just done. It really kind of like goes, yeah, like in between, like so, I think. But it also has a very unique sound in and of itself, because you really don't see this all that much. So this is, yeah, really cool to see that in this model. But to be more specific, this is actually a PM special pickup. So obviously PM standing for Pat Metheny, but again it is kind of like the Charlie Christian style of a pickup. Guessing also then made by Ibanez. It doesn't really specify so on the website that it is made by a different manufacturer, so I'm pretty sure that it is made by Ibanez in-house. So yeah, again, really cool style of a pickup, very unique. Moving on to the bridge, that is a Tunematic style bridge, but to be more specific, this is a Gibraltar Performer bridge, and this is kind of like a more premium and a little bit more of a unique take on the more traditional Tunematic bridge, which then promises more sustain and greater tuning stability. It is definitely a little bit more of a unique design, also a little bit bulkier looking, but I'm sure that it works and functions just perfectly fine. And yeah, it is just a little bit more unique. Obviously then put onto this ebony bridge bass, so it is indeed a floating bridge. So if you remove the strings, this bridge would just like fall right off. The tailpiece, that is a VT200 tailpiece, also obviously done in all gold, so a very cool looking trapeze tailpiece. Obviously the controls are very simple, being just one pickup, volume control, tone control. Nothing too special there, but these knobs are actually quite special and very unique looking. I think that they look really cool. Input jack over here on the side. Moving on to the neck, that is a 3-piece maple neck. On the back you can see 3 pieces of maple going through there, obviously done in this brown stain color. But the profile, that is a unique Pat Metheny profile, but that is quite thin. So a very fast feeling neck. Yeah, really not all that vintage inspired or anything like that. Like, it doesn't really match the vibe of the Charlie Christian style of pickup, because this is so thin. It is nicely rounded though, so it's definitely just a C shape, but again, pretty slim and pretty thin. Also the nut width, that is actually also 43 millimeters, so that also feels just a tad narrower than other necks, but just feels and plays really nicely. So if you don't like big necks, or you really like a very fast neck, but you don't play a very fast guitar, like a shreddy high gain type of a model, and you really want a proper jazz box with a thin neck, this is a very cool model for you to consider. The fingerboard, that is made out of ebony, and it is also bound. Also features these very cool looking pearloid inlays, very unique. Then on the, let's see, on the 19th fret, you've got this Pat Metheny inlay, so a block with his name in there. The 12th inlay is then also split, and then the radius is then 57 millimeters. If I look down like so, it doesn't look too flat and not too round, so I'm guessing kind of like 12 to maybe like 10 inches for a radius. The nut is made out of bone. And then the headstock featuring your Ibanez logo, and also that very cool inlay work going on there, kind of like flower pot inspired trussel cover. And it is also bound, obviously. And then you've got these gold tuners. Last thing to mention, also comes with a hard shell case for this very fantastic jazz box. So a real cool model. Again, I'm really not familiar with Pat Metheny at all, but I do know that he is highly regarded, and I know that he plays jazz. So I will try my best to do this guitar justice, but do know that I do not play like Pat Metheny, and I do not know any Pat Metheny. So yeah, just want to put that out there. But this is a really cool guitar nonetheless, even if you don't know or don't really care about Pat Metheny. This is a very fantastic model, quite unique still, this being a completely hollow body, but then with a relatively thin neck and a fast neck, and also with that very cool and very unique Charlie Christian inspired neck pickup. Definitely a proper jazz box, but like with a modern touch and modern feel, also then made by Ibanez. So a really cool model. Let's then hear what it sounds like. But first, if you're interested in this used PM3C Pat Metheny hollow body electric guitar made by Ibanez, be sure to head over to the links in the description for further details. If you enjoyed this demo, be sure to like the video and to subscribe to the channel for more cool weekly demos of cool electric guitars like these, or cool acoustics, bass guitars, even of that really cool stuff. Also be sure to like us and follow us on our socials, Instagram and Facebook. Links are also in the description. With all that being said, let's hear what is used. Pat Metheny model PM3C made by Ibanez. Sounds like I'm going to be playing it through this late 1970s Fender Pro Reverb amplifier. First be playing with the tone rolled all the way up and then all the way down, so that you can get a good impression of what this very cool jazz box, newer style jazz box, but in a beautiful shape, sounds like. So let's move on to that part, and let's then take this really cool Pat Metheny hollow body electric guitar for a spin.